I've got happiness in a box. To be exact, happiness in 4 boxes. This is the mystery tackle box. This is just the basic box that you normally would get in the mail. But you could buy these at Academy Sports, and I'm not sure if they still sell them there or not. But they put these box numbers, box 1, 3, 4, 5. I couldn't find box 2, so I've only got 4, and I don't know how many there were, if there was 5 or whatever, but I thought I would take these 4 anyway and go through them and show you what's in them, and maybe talk about what's in them, look up some of them, some of the products, and see what kind of cool stuff there may or may not be in these boxes. So box number 1, if you buy these in a subscription and you get one once a month, these are somewhere around, I think, 18 bucks a month right now, something like that. This is the basic box, and it's going to come just like this. It won't be in this thing. It just comes just like this with a label on it. So all right, first, catch, win. Catch and win. Catch, measure, and share, and then you can win. And what this says is, catch a fish using one of the baits in this box. Use the ruler below to see if you have a keeper, and share a picture of your fish on Instagram using a hashtag. So that's what we got going on here. Let's see here. So first thing, Dibbles Bass Tips and Tricks. And inside it has the 3 things that you need to master. And that has to do with jig fishing, 3 jig fishing retrieves, how to fish swim jigs, football jigs, and flipping and skipping jigs. And then talks about square bill crankbaits and some miscellaneous stuff on the back. They have a pro tip down here. So that's the kind of the instructions. This has a sticker. And then it has a card. And this is kind of nice because it tells you what's inside the box in the card, and it gives you what they say the value is, and usually these are pretty accurate. I will look some of these up just to kind of compare. All right, so the first thing they have on here is the Arbogast Jitterbug. Now I can't remember if the mystery tackle box guys do a survey when you buy these or not, to find out what kind of fishing you do and whether you fish off the bank or if you're a boat fisherman. This is a a decent it's a topwater bait. It shimmies along the water like that. I have used these in ponds. I used to use these when I was a kid, and they still work. But when it gets to major bass fishing on topwaters, I think there's a lot of other topwater baits that are better than this, really, quite frankly. This one here is the, let's see if it shows what color this is. This color is Swamp Frog. Swamp Frog. So, not a bad bait. Okay, the next thing is a Strike King rodent, and a rodent is basically just a rodent is a flipping bait, flipping pitching bait. and it is a, it's kind of like a beaver. That's what a rodent is. And these things work great. They got appendages and the claws here, and you can separate the claws if you want, or you can leave them together if you need to pitch down in really deep cover. You can tear these off and then leave these connected, and that thing will slide into really tight spots. So these are excellent baits. This is a bait that every fisherman should have in his tackle box for sure. The rodent or the beaver or anything like it. And I think I've got a video, I know I have one on my channel where I talk a lot about beaver style baits, so you may want to check that out. Rodent, $6 is what that's worth. Wacky drop shot hooks. These are 1/0 and 1/0 up to maybe 2/0, what I would use for wacky or drop shot baits. This is a 5-pack, and I'm sure those are fine. Hooks, they say those hooks are worth $4.99. Next is the Z-Man Scented Jerk Shads. And these are, you probably all know about Elastec, but Z-Man is a special type of plastic that's super strong. It's buoyant, floats really well. Super, super strong. A pack of these will last you all day. It'll last you multiple days usually. Super strong. The only thing about these that's kind of strange is it's really hard to put dyes. If you want to try to color these, put a little chartreuse, it's very hard to do. Usually doesn't work. In fact, sometimes they'll just disintegrate if you try to put them in a dye. So that makes it a little challenging. Another problem with Elastec is that they melt if they touch any other type of plastic. So you have to keep them in their container. Even if you take them out and put them in like Plano boxes, eventually they'll start warping those Plano boxes. So the best way to store Elastec is keep them right in the bag. That's worth $4.99. And then the last is the Big Bite Baits Trick Stick, and this is just a Cinco knockoff. Every bait company have Cincos, Cinco style. It's just a stick bait, and it's probably the most versatile bait on the planet. I'm not going to open it because it's sealed, and then if I tear it, I'm going to lose my hole, and I have hangers where I hang these things up. But it's just a 5-inch long solid stick bait, and this is the methylade color, which is a super bright orange. It's really good for the spawn fishing in beds. If you're trying to aggravate a big fish on a bed, methylate or other bright colors work great. Okay, so that's box number 1. Like I said, I don't have box number 2. Could not find it. So I'm going to move on to box number 3. Box number 3. Let's see what's in this one. A buffet of baits every month. Mystery tackle box. Same box. Same contest measuring board. I was just going to see. Really, pretty much what you do with these is you just go to their website and enter they give you a link that you go to see what the contest is for the month. All right, in box 3, same sticker as box 1. Information card. And see if they're the same. Talks about square bills again, but it also talks about using a net or not using a net. Okay, Here's the card of what's in the box this month, or in box 3. They got one in there that they say is worth $10.59. That's pretty pricey. The Strike Pro Gill Raker. Now, Strike Pro, as the best I can tell, is a, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the comments, but I believe Strike Pro is some sort of a company that's related to Carl's Baits, the mystery tackle box guys. I don't use any of these baits. I don't know anything about them. This is just a jointed little swim bait. It says it's sinking. It has a spare tail right there. I don't know if you can see it. This is the Gill Raker 80. It's got an orange belly, black back, and kind of a shad colored side plate. It looks, it's double jointed, looks fairly realistic. Strike Pro's been producing baits since 1973, so anyway, this is 2.4 inches long and it's 3/8 ounce in weight. So they say that's worth $10.59. Don't think I'd pay that. Here's another Z-Man Plastics Finesse Shads, and this is meat dog color. These are great baits that you can use on a Ned rig, drop shotting. There's 8 of them in here. They're 4 inches long, and they're there at Elastec. Now, an interesting trick I can show you with Elastec Ned rig. They made a lot of money off the Ned rig, but Elastec, like I told you, it's really buoyant. It really floats well. You can see, but these things are super strong, and you can actually stretch them out. And a lot of times, if you stretch them out like this, they will float even better than doing nothing to them. Stretching them, kind of abusing them a little bit, will usually make them float better in the water. So I usually do that, especially on like the turds. You got to be careful though. You can break them. They're super strong. I mean, you know, most baits you can't stretch like that, but you will break them if you're not careful. Again, they got to stay in their pack, in their bag. But these are great baits, I guarantee you, on a Ned rig or a drop shot. Great. They're worth whatever you pay for them. They say they're worth $4.50. All right, more big bait Cincos or trick sticks. You know, we were just looking at some of these in the other bag in the methylate color. Same thing. These are the same baits, same size, just different colors. So this color, it's probably a little easier to see from the back, is Junebug. And Junebug's another staple color that works in a lot of places. So the trick sticks, great bait. Hard Hat Jigs Lumberjack Flippin' Jig. Okay, 3/8 ounce, black and blue, got a 4/0 hook. You say that is worth $3.79. Looks okay. And then the last thing, Daiichi. I don't know how you pronounce this brand of hook. Daiichi, I think. Offset worm hook assortment. The world's sharpest hooks. They say that's worth $2.49. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hooks. And they are different sizes in there, so it's just kind of an assortment of hooks. Okay, so that's box number 3. Not too shabby. Now let's go to box number 4. 4. Here it is, box number 4. They say there's about, about $25 worth of baits in these. It's pretty fun to kind of open them up and go through them. This one, it looks like it may have been opened before because it's been taped. But the other two didn't have any tape on them, so that's, I don't know what that means. Probably doesn't mean anything. Same box. Catch, measure, share. Different sticker in box 4. Catchco. Instructions. What's inside? Okay. Contest. Add to your box. Add items to your next box for a convenient way to shop and never pay shipping. shopcarls.com/add. So it looks like you can add stuff to your box if you want. What's in this box? One item worth $10. Let's check it out. The Booyah Flex 2. Interesting. So this is a square bill. The Booyah Flex 2. I'm surprised this thing is worth $10. I want to look this one up. That seems high to me. I have been wrong before though. Well, let's just see. Booyah Flex 2. $6.99 at Van Dam Warehouse. $7.99 at Shields. $10.17 at Bass Fishing Hub. $11.13 at Walmart. $6 on eBay. So, I don't know, maybe $10 is about right. This looks like a color, kind of a citrusy shad. Well, citrus shad usually has some blue in it. But this looks like a color that we call Mountain Dew. It's kind of a lemony looking color. This kind of has a green back. It's got, look at those red eyes. That's kind of interesting. And it's got a pretty pronounced square bill on there. Smaller hooks. If you have looked at some of the other videos where I've gone through the 6 cents boxes, 6 cents puts a lot beefier hooks on their standard baits. This they call this color New Bone. To me it looks like a Diet Dew, Mountain Dew. $10 for this little guy. Let's see if it does have a pretty good knocker. Let's see what it says about it here. The Booyah Flex 2 is a one-piece armored square bill built to dominate the game. The innovative process of foam-injected molding creates desired balsa characteristics, but gives you the strength and durability of plastic. So it's a plastic bait that they've injected foam into to make it float and feel like a balsa bait. One of the complaints with balsa baits is, well, it's wood, and over time they get beat up and they wear out. But man, you can fish a balsa bait for years and years before it really gets completely destroyed, usually. And if you're really destroying it, it's because you're catching fish like crazy. That's a good thing. This is a 1/2 ounce machine armed with number 6 EWG hooks. It excels in any type of cover, reaching depths of 2 to 5 feet. Fused together, the one-piece rattle chamber and divoted lip design create a groundbreaking action and sound. Never tried it, so I might give it a go. More Daiichi assorted worm hooks. So they must have a good deal going on with the Daiichi worm or Daiichi hook guys. The same with the Aztec and Big Bite Baits. The Z-Man Trick Shots Green Pumpkin. There's 5 of these, 4.2 ounces. And this looks like a very typical drop shot bait. This looks very similar in shape to Strike King's Dream Shot. I'm sure it works just fine as a drop shot bait. It's kind of big. I don't know if you can tell in the package, but compared to a lot of these drop shot baits, this is kind of on the bigger size, but I'm sure it still works. Green Pumpkin. They say that's worth $4.49. Sweet Spot Tackle Paddle Shad. The Sweet Shot Tackle Paddle Shad. They say this is worth $3.99. Funny thing is, you can't even see the baits. And what kind of goofball packaging? All you can see is the labels. You can't see the bait. That's kind of lame. Let's open it up though and see. There's only 4 baits in here. They say it's worth $4. So they're saying each one of these is worth $1 each. That's BS right there. And then look at this. These kind of baits are great if the tail's good, but look how wonky that tail is. It's all mashed flat. So that thing's worthless. Not totally worthless. Same with this one. Totally mashed flat. Stupid. Not totally worthless because you can put these in boiling water. And a lot of times, that's what the tail is supposed to look like. It's supposed to be like that. But you can see, totally screwed up. You can't fish that. You cannot fish it like that. So if you can't get the thing to straighten back out, you're gonna have to put it in boiling water. And a lot of times you can get them back to their shape. But to me, this is a ripoff. This one, 4 of these suckers. Lame. I would say no to the Sweet Spot Tackle Paddle Shad. What that is like, hey, we got to put another pack of baits in here somewhere. Where do we, yeah, let's do that. Kind of the same with these amazing Carl baits, although this one looks pretty good, to tell you the truth. This is some sort of a creature bait. Looks kind of similar to like a baby brush hog. It's called a Carl's Amazing Baits Gator Hog. It's a 4-pack, and this color is Blue Craw. Good color. They say it's worth $3 for a 4-pack. Maybe it is, I don't know. But that's a bait I am certain that will catch fish because it so closely copies a baby brush hog. And it's a really good color. That's gonna catch fish. Okay, so that is the end of box number 4. And I guess I'd have to say box number 4 is okay. I don't like that one swim bait. Everything else I guess I could deal with. Be interesting to see about this crankbait. Last box. Box number 5. What's in this one? This thing's gone. This video's going longer than I want, but I don't know how to speed it up. Talk less, I guess. Okay, same sticker as box 1 and 3. The dibble tricks are different. This one, tips and tricks. Mastering ribbon tail worms. That looks good. So, what's that? What's in this one? All right, first one for $8.99 is the Lunker Hunt Yappa frog. This is interesting. Lunker Hunt makes some really good frogs. I've fished with a lot of them. I've never fished with the Yappa frog. What makes it a little different? Look, it's got a plastic cup on it. It probably makes it kind of gurgle or splash similar to a popper. Let's see what it says on here. Oh, it walks the dog. So you can walk with this thing. Get a walking retrieve, which is pretty cool. It has a cupped face which displaces water and calls fish in. And then it has a wide gap upturned hook for better hookup ratio. So this is actually it looks like a pretty good bait. They're saying it's worth $8.99, and that would not surprise me. Lunker Hunt products are usually pretty pricey. The Bomber Fat A. This is just a old tried and true crankbait. The Fat A. This is a good color. This is like a bone color, what I would call a bone color. I'm certain this will catch you some fish. It's got an orange belly. Oh, if I quit dropping it. It's got an orange belly, red eyes. And, okay, the color is called Bone Orange Belly. So, there you have it. It is, let's see what size this is. This is the BO5 FBN. The BO5F is 2 inches long, 3/8 of an ounce, and it will go 6 to 8 feet deep. Good little bait. It's not a square bill, but it will catch fish. I'm sure of that too. Venom Lures. Okay. I like Venom Lures, actually. These are small, called the Ven Rig. These are nice little, basically, baits that you'd use on a Ned rig. You got a mushroom head, jig head that you'd put these on. Now, I would say, what's the deal only giving me one head? Because it's very possible you're going to lose a head before you go through all these baits. So if you're going to put a jig head in with some baits, I think you ought to at least put 2 jig heads in there. The Pro Series baits, the Ven Rig system used for largemouth, smallmouth, walleye, as well as other freshwater species. Throw the rig out, let it sink on a slack line, watch for a tick in your line. Many times you'll not even notice a tick, but instead feel weight when you're reeling it in. When you're setting the hook, a caution. Don't simply reel down to take the slack out and then continue reeling. The rig sets itself due to the small hook size. And that's true. These tiny hooks, they're so tiny and super sharp, they penetrate really easy. So you don't have to set the hook hard at all. These are 3-inch, and it doesn't say, but that color looks black to me. They're saying that's worth $5.31. What do you know? Some more Daiichi miscellaneous hooks. Last, another big bite baits product, the Buzzing Warmouth. for $2.25. There's 4 of them, and this color is pearl, and this is a topwater frog. And I'd say anytime you use a topwater frog, probably the best colors are some sort of white or some sort of black. So that's probably a decent frog to fish with. Okay, and that is all 4 boxes that you can buy at Academy. What do you think? I think they're decent. I definitely think that for the price, these things are probably not bad at all. So, hope you enjoyed looking at these. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Please like, subscribe, share these videos. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you have a great time fishing, and I'll talk to you next time.